Hello everyone, myself Ketan Bhavsar, Assistant Professor in LG Engineering College, Ahmedabad. In VLSI Design, chapter number 7, Sequential MOS Logic Circuit. So now the first question arises in our mind that why are we talking about the sequential circuit and what is a sequential circuit? In previous session, you already discussed about the combinational circuit, and in combinational circuit, we discussed about the different types of gate like AND gate, OR gate, XOR gate, XNOR gate, and specifically when we design with the help of the CMOS, we work on a NAND gate, NOR gate, and CMOS. As I already told you, we cannot directly design a AND gate or we cannot directly design a simple, we can say that OR gate. The reason is very clear because when we're talking about a CMOS, then CMOS stands for the complementary logic, and in terms of the complementary logic, we always have to follow a complementary gates like NAND gate, NOR gate, and CMOS, right? So now we move on the next, it's our sequential circuit. In terms of the sequential circuit, we work on the different types of flip-flops. Because what exactly the difference between combinational and sequential circuit, we go ahead. But in terms of the sequential circuit, we already know in digital electronics, we already study. In terms of the sequential logic circuit, we focus on a clock pulses. We focus on the memory element and we also focus on the flip-flop based circuits. So when we're talking about the sequential MOS logic circuit, then ultimately we work on a sequential logic designs. And in terms of the sequential logic design, we have to work on the sequential circuits. So now we go ahead and see what exactly the combinational logic circuit is in depth. So sequential circuit, the first of all, you can see the basic diagram of the logic circuit. So we have two types of circuit, combinational circuits and sequential circuit. Mainly, we already work on the combinational circuit in terms of NOR gate and NAND gate, and also we can work on the multiplexer, demultiplexer, encoder, decoder, half adder, full adder, and etc. But right now we are focusing on the sequential part. In terms of the sequential part, mainly we have three types: bistable, monostable, and astable. So in terms of the sequential circuit, we work on the feedback based concept in terms of the flip-flops or memory elements. And in the sequential circuit, we have main three types: bistable, monostable, and astable circuit. Now, in terms of the sequential circuit, now what is the sequential circuit? So before that, we work on the combinational circuit. So combinational logic circuit, the change state is depending upon the actual signal being applied to the input at the time. So when we are talking about a combinational circuit, then the output of the combinational circuit, it depends on the actual current situation or current status of the circuit or current signal status of the circuit. Means it does not depend on the previous value, or we can say that it does not store any previous data. In terms of the sequential logic circuits, have some inherent memory inbuilt. So when we're talking about the sequential based circuit, ultimately we're talking about the memory element in terms of the flip-flop. And that flip-flop is only used to store the data, and also it is only used to store the date information too. Or it depends on the previous value too. So it's called as a sequential logic. Now sequential logic circuit. Now you can see the diagram of sequential logic circuit. If we focus on the combinational part and forget the bottom memory element and just the input and output. In the combinational circuit, you can design with the help of the NAND gate, NOR gate, and CMOS based circuit. You can assume that the multiplexer, demultiplexer, encoder, decoder, they are in terms of the combinational circuit. But when we are talking about the sequential part, then ultimately the output is again goes to the memory element and then it goes to the input too. Means it is a feedback based circuit, and you can see the clock pulse is also available over here. So in terms of the clock pulses, it can be worked in, we can say that asynchronous and synchronous, it depends on the clock frequency too. So basically when we are talking about the clock signal, then ultimately we are working on there are two types of the clocks. rising and falling. You can work in the rising or you can work on the falling too. But the thing is that the clock pulses generally depends on, we can say that, a pulse generator based circuit. So in terms of the pulse generator based circuit, ultimately we focus on a clock pulse right now. Just assuming that we have a clock pulse, either it is rising or falling. You have some output, find that it goes to the memory element in terms of flip-flop. Ultimately, there are a number of flip-flop like we have a D flip-flop, T flip-flop, JK flip-flop, SR flip-flop, RS flip-flop. There are a number of flip-flops we have. But for designing the memory, ultimately we use a D flip-flop. The reason is very clear. When we work in the D flip-flop, the output is totally depends on the input, and output is equal to input when your clock pulse is high or low. Means whatever the data you transmit from the left hand side, you receive on the right hand side with help of the D flip-flop. Right? So as you can see, and apply on the combinational circuit, you apply some mechanism and generate the output. So we can say that it is a sequential mechanism circuit in which the input and output, the output is dependent on input as well as it depends on the clock pulses memory element too. So it's called as a sequential circuit. Okay, and if you work on the combination part, then forget the bottom layer and only focus on, we can say that, the combinational part. Now, the sequential circuit, the types you already know. It's bistable, monostable, and astable. Now we go into the depth and study the different types of bistable, monostable, and astable circuit, and also we go into the depth when we're talking about the different types of sequential circuit. Now first, the bistable. What is bistable? The bistable circuit have two stable operating points and it can be either of the state. Means we can say that in the bistable circuit we focus on the two types of state. We can say that the stable operating points. Now the example like the flip-flop, resistor, memory cell, there are all the type of circuit we can say that it is an example of bistable circuit. Now in terms of the monostable circuit, it totally have only one stable operating points. But ultimately we have only one stable point, so we can say that the other point is varying, it's not stable. Timer and pulse generator. In terms of the timer and pulse generator, it is always varying and it is, we can say it is a stable on one operating point only, and after that it will change. So we can say that the example of the monostable is timer and pulse generator. Astable. So the circuit have no stable operating point, means it is always varying. The best example of a stable circuit is your in-counter or in-oscillator circuit. The output is not stable at all, it is always varying with respect to the time or with respect to the clock frequency. Fine. So I hope that you are getting the idea about bistable, monostable, and astable circuit too. Now we study the depth about the bistable circuit. Now what exactly the bistable circuit is, that you already know. In terms of the bistable based circuit, we work on a two stable operating point, right? So as you can see, the two identical cross coupled inverter circuit, we are assuming V0 or we can say that VO1 or VI2 is equal to VO2 is equal to VI1. So as you can see the diagram with this, you are taking two inverter. The inverter input VI1 output is V01, and again we apply that particular output to the next inverter input, and you are assuming that it is VI2, then we generate the output is V02 or VO2, then again we apply on VI1 equivalent circuit. So as you can see that there are the two operating points and there are the two output is generated, as you can see. Either it is 1 or 0, we can say that. But the median point, we can say that it's a astable point, means when the switching establishment and when the switching is establishment from one inverter to the next inverter, then for the fraction of second we can say that the output is not a stable point. It is changing from high to low, and for that particular moment it's called as a astable or unstable point, right? See, if you assuming there are the two inverters are connected, the output of the one inverter it goes to the input of the next inverter. Then ultimately you have, if the output is 1 of the first inverter, then the output of the next inverter is 0. Then it moves from 1 to 0, but before the 1, it moved from 1 to 0, there is one switching time is there. Fine, and that particular time it's called as an unstable point for this particular moment. Okay, so I hope that you are getting the idea about the bistable inverter, that what exactly I am talking about. Okay, and in terms of astable and also in terms of the monostable, we already know the different types of applications, right? We're talking about a ring oscillator circuit for the astable, and in terms of the monostable, we're talking about a pulse generator based circuit. Okay, so I hope that you are getting the idea about the sequential circuit too, that different types of sequential circuits, what exactly the sequential circuit is. Okay, so now in the next session we discuss about the different types of flip-flop based circuit we can design with help of combinational logic gates, like we can design the SR latch, clock-based SR latch, SR latch using NAND gate, JK flip-flop, D flip-flop, D latch. We can design with help of the NAND gate and NOR gate. So if you want to work in a sequential based circuit, then first of all you should know the concept of flip-flop very well. If you know the concept of flip-flop very well in terms of the SR flip-flop, GK flip-flop, D flip-flop, then what exactly we have to do here? We have to make a circuit, or you can say that the block diagram or the logic gates circuit using GK flip-flop or SR flip-flop. We have to make a truth table of that. Then we have to draw a CMOS design ultimately only. So it is very easy to understanding point of view in terms of SR latch, SR flip-flop using NAND gate and NOR gate. So I hope that you are getting the idea about the next session. So make sure that you work on the flip-flop very well. If you know the concept of flip-flop very well, then this unit is very easy for you. So I hope that you are getting the idea too. Still, if you have any doubt, so you can contact me on my email ID. Okay, so thank you very much for the session, and if you have any doubt in combinational circuit, then you can contact me on my email ID. So thank you for watching.